friends. Welcome to tonight's Craft With Me Live. Oh, and it's going to pop right on over. Look at that. Okay. Make sure my volume's off. There we go. Okay. I'm like, volume. Hey, everyone. Hi. Happy Thursday. Welcome to tonight's Craft With Me Live. I am feeling equal parts really excited to be here to actually put together some scrapbook layouts. I have a whole bunch of them that I've put together, or not put together, that I've prepared to put together. And also I am feeling really tired right now. I don't know it's like 7 o'clock at night and it's the end of the night. And I just was reading my book on the couch. I was like, I'm gonna take a 15-minute break and read a little bit before I go up there to do my live. And that was probably a mistake. That made me a little tired. So we are gonna second wind. We're gonna second wind this and we're gonna get some scrapbook layouts done. All right, I'm hoping that everything is turning out okay. Hoping that people are here. Oh yeah, we've got some. Let me know if everything is functioning okay for you in the chat. And tell me what you've been up to this week. And while we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and flip everything over so we can get started. Oh, I see a hair on me. Yep, there's a hair. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead. Let's turn it around and get going. So, oh geez. Okay, sorry. It's a little shaky for a moment and I just realized that my mount's the wrong way. Okay, there we go. I must have filmed a reel the last time I was up here doing some not help me. Thank you, Siri. Why is that being weird? Okay, I think we should be good now. There we go. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to make sure that we are centered. I feel like it's, oh no, we're good. Okay, we're good. We're good. So today, this live today is going to be the very last one that I'm going to be doing on my iPhone. We officially, I think I told you guys somewhere in some other video that we are switching to Google phones, or I am switching to an Android Google phone. It's the first time I will ever have an Android. Well, it's the first time I'll ever have a smartphone Android. I've always had iPhones. So it's going to be a learning curve to figure out how that all works. I'm really excited for it. Also a little bit nervous about it, but it should be fine. So today is the last time I'm going to be using my iPhone to do live videos with you. Next time we're going to be on the Google phone. And it might, we might have some troubleshooting things when that happens, just as a heads up. But, it's exciting changes. Oh, Rachel, hi. First time in over a year. Well, hallelujah for that. How are you doing, Rachel? Tammy. Yes, hi. Hi, Tammy. And congratulations, Mallory. Mallory, are you here too? Okay, so I have 6 layouts prepared. We are definitely not going to be able to get to all 6 layouts. That's just not going to happen. I had the day off of work. And I was very behind in my scrapbooking stuff. So I spent all day today designing, journaling, printing, all the stuff. And I think I counted 14 or 16 layouts that are now ready to go, which is really good. So tomorrow I have to get 4 of them done for Studio Calico. And today we're going to get probably somewhere between 3 and 4 done. We shall see. The first 2 here, nope, just this one. I lied. This one here is actually for Izzy's, her album. Let me pull out Jonah's. Actually, let me pull out both of them. They're just right here. So you guys know that I'm working on yearbooks this year in a 6x8 binder. Well, each of my kids also has their own story album. And these will likely hold 2 years at a time. is going to be my guess. We shall see. We'll see how full they get by the end of the year. And my goal personally is to put one story each month into each of their books. So Jonah's is this like flamingo-y, it's like salmon. It's like a salmon pink. And I had made him a cover page, and I really like the way that this looks in here as like a starter to the year for him. This pulls out and just has some stuff about him. It's super fun. This was a scrap lift off of Julie's layout that we did, that Caitlin and I did a couple months ago. And then it flows into, you know, like January, February. I think this was another February. I have a blank spot here that we're going to work on filling today. And then there's one of those Studio Calico pages that I did that I took out of the notebook. And then April would go right here. So his has this really cool title page, whereas Izzy's does not. Hers is blank on the inside and then jumps into January, a bonus January, right? And then February, a bonus one, a February. So sometimes there's more than one in a month, but usually here's March. And then I also have her April's. So, which actually I think is a Studio Calico layout, but I want to make her a title page to go on the front. And that's where we're going to start today. So what I did is I first pulled out some digital number stamps. I want to say these were Allie Edwards digital numbers, but I don't remember what set they are. I wonder if I have them, if they're one of these. Actually, they might be this one. Would it be this one? I think it's this one. These travel numbers. Those look about right. Right? Yeah, that looks about right. It's probably these travel numbers that I had digitally, but then so I enlarged them to take up the majority of this space, and I made a cut file and cut this out. So it's 2023, and then I left the inside of that circle totally empty because I want to fill that with a photo. So this is going to be Izzy's title page photo of her being silly, because that's just what she does. So that's going to go in here for her title page. And then what I wanted to do was to back the rest of the numbers with some pattern paper. So I pulled out this one, which just so happened to have only one section cut out, so it covers the rest of them. That's very serendipitous. I have some chipboard florals from the One Little Word mini kit, one of them this year. And then I also have these vellum florals, which were from the Now story kit from Allie Edwards. So I'm going to use these pieces that I got here to just make a pretty title page. And that's where we're going to start today. Okay, so, oh, Tammy, you just switched over. Oh, good. I'm glad you found your way here. So let me grab some glue here and we're going to get started. And Rachel, watching your daughters play. She's graduating with a performing degree. For Rach, is that for college? Like a college degree in performance? That's really cool. And if so, what are her next plans? We have a cousin, well, I say we, but it's my husband's cousin, who I can't remember if she got her degree in something to do with dance. But she is a dance instructor and had dreamed of going to, going to New York and performing on Broadway. That was her dream. It never happened. And now she's married and she has babies now, or a baby. Her baby was born 1 week before my sister's baby. So back in April. But I always find it fascinating to know, with degrees, in performing arts, what's the next step? Where does she want to go or do with that? So that's super cool. Okay, so here's our photo of Izzy, of her silly shenanigans. Okay. Beth, you're working on Week in the Life album. Nice. It's a perfect night for that. Okay, so I've got the photo back there, which I just used some liquid glue, stuck it down to the photo, and then trimmed off some of that excess. This is going to be glued back to back with another page, so it doesn't matter how messy the backside gets. Next, what I'm going to do is I want to attach my cut file page to my pattern paper, but, and big but here, I want to leave around the numbers somewhat loose, so I can actually just take these things and like shove them in there so I can have them peeking out from underneath. I could like foam tape it up and give it some dimension, but then that will make this whole page a lot fatter. So do I want to do that? Or do I want to just stick it down? I think I want to just stick it down. So I think what I'm going to do is just I'm going to put my adhesive, and for whatever reason, I fixed this, and now, oh, because it's really full. Okay. I see. Ugh. All right. I see. So I'm just going to turn this for a million years right now so I can tighten it all up. Anyway, I'm going to put adhesive around the perimeter of the page. I'm not going to put anything in between for now. And then we'll embellish the whole thing. Seriously? This particular refill has been worse than all the other ones. The other ones I can fix. This one, it's been troublesome. Okay, we'll see if that's good enough. Okay, so, nope, I can already tell that it's not going to do what I want it to do. Okay, screw that. So, I'm going to put this around the outside here. I'll actually, well, I think I'll also put it right here on this part, just so we can make sure that's stuck down nice and good. Do this one. Ugh. Okay, so here's how I fix this. Let me show you this. So I cut that off and then literally just remove all this. Ugh, it's so annoying. Which I've already done. Normally I only have to do this once. Okay, hold on. Okay. So, okay, well, let's just throw everything on the ground. All right, so that's in the garbage. Now, you can fix this thing. I'll just put hair all over it. So I'm going to go back around. This is going to wrap around this piece here. I don't need that much of this, just a little bit. Enough to get me a turn around. Okay, that should work now. And it's almost empty too, so that's, you know, so fun. But it works. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to add adhesive loosely around the perimeter. I dropped this on the ground where there's cat hairs everywhere, so we also have cat hair. And then leave the rest of it. I'll put some there. Okay. Put these two pieces together. Like so. Okay, and then we just need to layer some of these things in here. So we've got a couple of coral, we've got a couple of teal, we have some leaves, and we have some yellows. So, college degree, looking for an agent to get her work in musicals on the West End. Cool. Or maybe teaching dance. That's super cool. All right, so I think I'm just gonna cut these puppies in half. And then we can kind of tuck them in there like that, right? Okay, we'll do that. There's that one. This one can go into here. Like that. Let the leaf pop out like that. This one, I think I'll put in there like that. We'll hold on to the other teal piece for a moment. Okay, and then this one, I think I'm gonna put in here. So I'm just gonna add a little adhesive there so I have something to ground it. And maybe like that. This piece, I want you to be down in here too, maybe, yeah. Okay, and this one, maybe I'll put right there. Okay, and then we have some of these little yellow pieces. I think maybe this one I want to put in there. I like that. And we're just making this up as we go. That's all I'm doing. I knew I wanted to shove these in here, but the rest of this I had no real plan. Tweezers, though. I do want some tweezers. Okay, so maybe like that. And then this one, maybe up there, because this is already covered all the way. Yes. So I'm thinking you could go like right in there. Okay, so now to secure things into place, what I'm gonna do is just lift up a bit. Actually, you're kind of good. But in here, I want to lift up so I can glue some of these pieces down just so they don't fall out, right? Otherwise, okay, so that's good. This one. You're gonna go there. Tomorrow we have Jonah's, we have Jonah's preschool graduation, which is pretty exciting. Really exciting because that means he's going into public school next year, so we won't have to pay for it, which I am, super happy about. Because preschool is not cheap. But also just for him to be able to go to school every day. Oh gosh, it'll be so nice. Okay, so we've got that. You are not all the way secure. So I'm just kind of securing down these little loose ends. And that's really all I'm going to do here. And we'll put some of the, maybe, we'll decide about the chipboard pieces. Anyway, Cindy, what are you doing to celebrate the beginning of summer? Any good plans or just any weekend plans? It's nice to start summer over Memorial Day weekend, so you have like a holiday. You get to go hang out with everybody if you want, and it's summer. It's so nice. Izzy's got one more week. And then we'll be right there with you. Okay, tuck in. All right, so I think that's all the spots. Okay, so we've got that. And then, do I want to add any of these? Some of these are so funny looking. These like little wonky flowers. I do really like the ones that have like the center is at the bottom and then they look like they're a picture from the side of them versus at the top of them. I like these. So I'm thinking like maybe I'd want to place them kind of like that. There's this like coral colored one that I could maybe put down here just to give it a little bit more dimension, you know. Maybe this white one up here. Do I want more than that? I gotta think about this. Okay, like I kind of prefer these ones. But I want to see, do I want to do like 2 on each one or do I want to do just the 1? I kind of like it like that. There's nothing around this, but I don't think that that's a bad thing. What I might do here is grab a tiny phrase sticker maybe. To put on here. So maybe like, not red or orange, but you know, what do I have for say like green? New Year. This is supposed to be like the beginning, right? So I could do New Year. Give me that little like this. I kind of like that. All right, let's do it. We're just gonna stick that down. That's gonna be it. Okay, so we'll do that. Put this back in the envelope. I need to hole punch it, and then that's going to be her intro page, which makes me really happy to have that. I did consider stitching around the outside of the numbers, but I put these numbers pretty close together, the 2 and the 0, and thought, that might look funny because these are so close and these are a lot further apart. So I decided against that. But like on my sketch here, I did say, maybe I want to stitch around it. But no. Okay, so we're going to hole punch this, put it into her album, and then that'll be story number 1. Yay. I'm actually just going to attach it and then hole punch it to make life a little bit easier. Because sometimes I hole punch them and then the hole punches aren't lined up correctly. So it's just easier. Easier to stick them together. All right, let's see what you're doing, Cindy. So you said home improvement chores on the to-do list and getting ready for a week on the Chesapeake Bay. Ooh, fun. When are you leaving on vacation? When do you get to go? That sounds amazing. Anybody else doing something fun this weekend? Even just like this weekend for Memorial Day, if you guys are here in those of you here in the States. Okay. Question is going to be, are these chipboard stickers going to stay on this or not? Sometimes they don't like to stay. And then I need to add like real glue onto them. Okay. All right, so there's that. And then I want the hole punch. And then it's ready to go in. Okay. Here we go. I see you in there. Come on. Okay. All right. And then layout number 1 is done. So Intro to Izzy. Yay, so pretty. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So this next story is one that's going to fill a gap in Jonah's book. So I showed you earlier that I made a layout for him using some of the papers from Studio Calico, this one right here. And because I just take them out of the Traveler's Notebook and put them into the page protectors, these page protectors I get from Citrus Twist it's their Life Crafted size. So it's 4¼ by 8¼ which is the Traveler's Notebook size. So that means that I have the back side of a previous layout and the back side of one of those Traveler's Notebook pages. So we're going to fill this one first. The story that I picked here, because the one that came before was a March story, and the one that comes after, is a February story, and the one that comes after is a March story, I knew I could either pull something from February or something from March that I wanted to just kind of bonus add into his book. So in going through my photos, the only photo that I had of him that I was like, oh, that could be kind of cute, is this one, which is him on the couch with 2 of our 3 cats. Because it's funny, our cats really actually love being around people. They're super, super, super social, even with our kids, even though they don't particularly like that our kids maul them. Like, if a cat is seen in the house, the kids will immediately run up to it and like pick it up and throw it over their shoulders to carry around, and they're all about them. And cats don't particularly love that. Oh, I just realized I could make this brighter. But for whatever reason, they still come out of the woodworks to hang out with us because they're insane. So I have this picture. I went through my pattern papers and I found this one from the Rainbow Quarterly Scrapbook Kit that I never used. Thought, you know what, I could use that and just add some journaling into it, put some stamping on here for titles, which is what we're going to do first. And then I can go into my embellishments and just find some embellishments to put into the other 3 circles and onto the photo. So I don't really have beyond the stamping, I don't have a specific plan. I figured we could just do that together while we're here. So what I do want to do is, I know for sure some of the sentiments I want to add on here. And then I need to figure out inks. So I've got this one. I'm going to have together goes here. And you and me is going to go there. And oh, love this so much. Okay. I want to do some layered stamping, which means I need something that's on the lighter side, and then I need something that's on the darker side. So I'm thinking for the words themselves, I'm going to use black, which I have right here. For the icons, though, I'm like, maybe I could try to use the same colors as what they are. So like yellow, but maybe I want a darker yellow than that. So it's yellow, orange, and purple. And what would that look like if I stamped purple on the purple? Would it darken it up enough to see it? Who knows? So I've got this like purple rain. Sure, we'll try that. I've got mustard that we can do on the yellow. And then for orange, what do I have for orange? I've got Orange County. So we'll try this first. And then if it doesn't work, then I don't know. We'll figure something else out. Trial and error. Oh, nice. You guys have Monday off too. Half term for schools, which is a week off for the kids. Huh. 1-day music festival. That'll be super fun. That will be super fun. You'll have to let us know how that goes, Rachel. Okay, so here we go. Let's try this. So we got purple heart on the purple thing. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Okay, this will be fine. This will work, I think. So purple on the purple, and then yellow on the yellow. which I wanted the ampersand. There it is. The inks I'm using are from Studio Calico. They're a dye ink, which I generally prefer. So here's the ampersand. Cool. So I just want it to be subtle. And then orange on the orange. Nope. That's just going to be for this one that says Fun Times. That should be fine. Okay. Fun Times, and then we'll do the actual titles. Okay, orange on the orange. Now, okay, so Together is gonna need this one. So then I have Fun Times, Together. Okay. And we've got, I'm going to say you. You and me. This stamp that I'm using is from the Studio Calico Lots of Love release, which I think was the February release, but I don't remember. But it was the subscription stamp. I liked this one because it had a lot of really good title builders on it. Okay, and then Love This So Much goes on top of our heart. Yay. Okay, so that is the extent of my planning for this one. Oh, I never, ever remember to write down the dates. Ever. I'll have to find out dates later and date stamp these things. I do know this was in March. That's about all I know. Okay, so I'm thinking that, unless, is there just having fun? This makes me happy. No. The colors of the photo over here are not my favorite. March was kind of a dark month around here, just lighting wise. So I feel like a lot of the pictures that I have from that month are just really dark. From March, really, and April. I felt like April was really dark too, which is not my favorite. I prefer really light, bright spaces. Anyway, so it's not my absolute favorite picture, but it doesn't have to be your favorite picture. You know, that doesn't mean that it can't tell a story. It sure can. Okay, so for the rest of this, I pulled out my containers of embellishments to just find stuff to put on here. So we're just gonna begin. I'm gonna open some things up. We're gonna sift through embellishments and see what we can find. And in the meantime, let's see here. Tammy, not doing a lot this weekend. Outside work. Nothing to do with work. Yes, that is the ideal. No work. This I know. I kind of like that. Ooh, I have water. I need a water. What did everybody have for dinner tonight? Or if you haven't had dinner yet, what are you having for dinner tonight? It's on the menu. I made us sloppy joes, like homemade sloppy joes, which we have this killer recipe. It's so good. And it's really good. It's really easy. It makes a lot of food. So we don't eat it all. Like, you know, I stuffed myself. I'm very, very full at the current moment. Which, you know, that's what happens when you don't eat all day and then you get to dinner and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. you know, or maybe that's just me. Like, that's kind of cute. Anyway, so I made Sloppy Joes, and the nice thing about it is that we take the leftovers, and a couple days from now, we'll make hot dogs. And instead of putting chili on them to make them chili dogs, we put Sloppy Joes on them and just call them sloppy dogs. But it's so good. It is so good. So if you ever have leftover Sloppy Joes, put them on a hot dog. I mean, I'm telling you, it's really good. You'll thank me. I just want to like throw a bunch of stuff on here. A lot of this doesn't make sense. No. Ooh, right now, that one's kind of cute. Oh, I like it on there. All right. That's kind of fun. With the speech bubbles as just like layering things, that's kind of fun. Okay. And I could pull out, like I have this extra one I could pull out, and there's this like peachy colored one. If I have something to layer with it, then maybe, you know, maybe. Oh, these are huge. These are all the like super big circles. It's not May. No. Details right now. And that's kind of fun. The story goes something like this. Or this, just happy. Maybe that's kind of cute. What do we have here? XOs. Imperfect and awesome. No. No to all that. Okay, we've got a bunch of fabric things over here. My story. Remembering this. My story, learning from yesterday. This is me right now. These little details. Friends forever. No. No. With you. Together. This story. I kind of like these, but they're also really big. Oh, I do have these. Oh, hold on. These are just like cardstock though. Nah, no. No, never mind. No, I don't want tags. Okay, what do I have that's a heart? Let's look at hearts. Ugh. I have a couple different types of hearts in here. No. These like gold foil ones. This one says story. I kind of like, so if I did these like speech bubbly things, it would have to be like that. I kind of actually like that. They serve no function except to just be cute. That's it. Oop, I kind of like that. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. Because, you know, why not? Why not? Use some stuff up. Or do I want to be just happy? No, I like the orange because it counterbalances the orange down here too, you know? I like it. All right, let's do it. Speech bubbles and chipboard. Because that's fun. All right, so we'll put some adhesive here. And go right now. Nope. This one, I kind of liked this one. Offset. All right. There's that one. Ooh. Yay. Also kind of offset is fun. These speech bubbles are super old from a week in the life from I think 2020. It might have been, no, I think it was 2020. I'm pretty sure it was 2020 when those came out. And I've slowly used many of them. But there were a lot. And then through the years, we've also gotten a lot of speech bubble die cuts if you are a subscriber to Allie. Are or were, you know? It's been a lot of them. Okay, so I'm going to put this one here. Boop. We'll move you. We'll grab you. Okay. And then you are going to go here. Yes. And you will go here. And then what I'll do is once I have, you know, the date, once I know when this picture was taken, I think I'm going to date stamp it just like down here most likely. Or maybe I'll date stamp it actually right in this peach speech bubble. We'll give that one a purpose. But I don't know when the date was, so we're not going to worry about that right now. All right, so now let's put this back to back. This one goes into the pocket. Photo. Oh, are you a little big? You are a smidge big. That's okay. Let's trim it down a little bit. Ooh, okay, what are you guys doing? So Cindy, BLT for dinner tonight. Sounds good. BLTs are yummy. Oh, I wonder if my kids would like a BLT with no mayonnaise. Well, this BLTs don't, they do have mayonnaise on them, don't they? So I could just leave that off of there. So it'd be bacon and lettuce and bread. Tomato for Izzy. Okay, there's that. But yeah, they might like that. I'm going to think about that. And then over here. And let's see, Tammy, grilled sausages, peppers, sweet potatoes, broccoli. Ooh, that sounds good. My favorite thing about the turn of the seasons, I mean, I say this, but I have a lot of favorite things about the turn of the seasons, but one of them for sure is having a wider variety of fresh produce and fresh fruit to eat. Like I just bought a bunch of corn on the cob for dinner later this week. My kids love corn on the cob. So they were like 5 for $5, you know, 5 for $5. It was so good. I'm like, yes, yes. But we need to get a new grill because our grill broke last year at the end of the year. So we were like, oh, no big deal. Well, you know, we don't need it anymore until next year. Well, now it's next year. So we need to get a new grill. For now, we've just been grilling on the stovetop. It works okay. Okay. All right, so adhere these two together. Let's get this done. And we can hole punch this. That way everything's lined up correctly. And this had a smidge. Where did I put it? Right there. This, of course, had a smidge of adhesive, so it's gonna not want to come out of here. I got my hair done today. That was really nice to be able to go and get it touched up. And then I also scheduled the kids for their hair appointments because they haven't had a hair appointment in a long time. And their bangs are covering their eyes and they can't see. So they need to have an appointment. Izzy, all of her color has washed out of her hair at this point. I mean, I want to say it's probably been like 6 months since I've taken them to the hairstylist. Whoops. So when she goes, she's getting her hair done next week on Wednesday. And this time she is getting the bottom half of her hair dyed red is what she wants. So she'll have like bright red hair on the bottom, which will be fun. All right, so yay, story. gap filled. This one I just talked about, like I said, just the cats, you know, so grateful to have social cats that are well-tempered. I wrote this like I was talking to Jonah. So like I said, you and Sissy love to pick them up and cuddle them anytime they make an appearance. And even though I always encourage you to put them down, they never hurt you. It's true. I mean, they do sometimes, but for the most part, they do not. Okay, so that is his filler story. Now I have one more because I have not done his April, and we're now in the month of May. So we're also going to put together his April story, and then this album will be caught up for him, which is exciting. So here is that one. Of course, I mean, this is a story I think I've at this point told. You know what? I think I've only done it once. So it's only been told once so far. This is going to be number 2 for it, and it is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Jonah is a diehard fan of Super Mario Brothers, and so it just makes sense to have a story in his album dedicated to going to see this movie. So I printed this picture. It's the same picture I used for the other story that I did. Actually, I'll pull that one out. We'll make this one, and then I'll pull the other one out, and so you can see how, you know, like same story, same pictures, totally different layouts, if you haven't seen it already. Sometimes that's fun, the compare contrast. So this one, we're punching that, and then I also need to punch this. Oh, no, I don't, because you're just going in a pocket. So I am using the Action Story Kit. This is old. This is from, I want to say January of 2021 is when it came out. So we've got the full page picture. I have these puffy arrows. These are all I have left of the kit. And then I used two of the papers. So this one has 1 through 5 and it's color blocked. This one has 1 through 3, and I did already add my journaling on here. So we're going to combine these together to create the page that's wide enough to fit in that pocket. And then there was also a journaling card, a 3x4 journaling card that it said like this is this. And, you know, it's kind of like, let me see if I can kind of piece this back together, sort of. It was in rainbow order, and then they were super close together, kind of like that. This, and it went all the way down. I had previously cut this all apart to turn into a story for January in my yearbook album. But I had 4 of them left. 3 of them I'm going to use today, and the other one, I don't know, maybe I'll use it for a date stamp or something later. But what I wanted to do with these, we'll start with these, is I wanted to use this stamp set that just has a bunch of little small sentiments on it to stamp something on here. So I'm thinking like we have celebrate this. We have, actually that was good for that one. And then, oh, and by the way, it's totally serendipitous that I happen to have the same color this as the number 1, the same color this as the number 3, and I don't have the yellow, but this one is good enough, this like peachy color, that it kind of works. Out of the 4 that I had, you know, 3 of them really worked pretty well. Okay, so celebrate this. We've got, what do I want to say? Remember this story, maybe? And then, or here's the story. I kind of like that better. It takes up more space. So this story, here's the story. And then I was seeing if there's anything about gratitude, thankful. There's not. So maybe we'll just say like making magic. Sure. Okay. So we're going to stamp these onto these little labels, basically. Here's the story. Can go here. And then, okay, and that can go back there. And then we've got celebrate this. Just going to go on this peachy colored one. Okay. And out because it had a lot of very list-ish type of cards on it, but also I liked the colors, that I felt like the bright colors went well with the bright colors of the Super Mario poster, because yet again, you know, we have another dark photo because we took this inside the movie theater. But I like the photo. They have their Mario poses going on with the fist up in the air. It's cute. Okay. So we've got that. Again, I'll have to date stamp it later when I figure that out. And then we'll adhere these down first. Ooh, strawberries from the farmer's market. Yum. Yes, exactly. Like the fresh fruit and vegetables are just a big fat yes. Okay. So then these, I purposefully added my journaling so I could add these like labels. Really, it's just so I could use them up, but also I was like, you know, why not? Why not make them useful for something? Okay, so we've got that. Now, I don't want to use this whole paper, meaning I want to preserve some of it, because why not? I can. I do want this, because I think what I'm going to do is build this directly on the back of this one. Like just adhere it all down. Now, and this is taller. What the heck? Well, okay. That'll be fine. So I do not need a lot. Maybe an inch. I think an inch will be good enough. Actually, that will be more than good enough. And that would leave me with whatever size this is that still has the numbers. So this is now 2.5 inches. Which could be fun to just cut it down to the 2 inches, and then you would have, well, that's not 2 though, is it? No, it's not. It's 1.5 inches. Anyway, never mind. I'm like, you could do like the squares with them. No. No lies. Okay, but that will go back. So we don't need that anymore. We do need this. We'll go ahead and stick this down. Oh, and look at that. After all that, it's gone. So let me get a refill. Okay. And we're going to try to get this one started right. Tight. All right. Oh, hair. Okay, please be good. Good. So far, so good. All right. So I'm literally just going to stick this onto the back of this other piece and trim off whatever needs to be trimmed off. Okay, and then we'll do this one, same thing. Okay, this one is working, yay. The other one from the very beginning, even with my, you know, tricks, it never quite worked right. So, yay, happy dance. Okay. No, it's got to go lower because I need that journaling to show up. And I can take more off of the 3 at the bottom because there's a big space. This big space is where I will date stamp for this one. These scissors are easier to trim with than the Precision. Okay, so we'll do that. And that, and then look at that. Okay, so date stamp will go down here. Otherwise, this side is done. Okay, and then for this other side, I just want to add, I'm going to add all of these onto the side edge over here pointing towards the journaling. So, but I'm going to pull up my picture of it because I figured out, whoops, how to make it look good. Nope, here, Jonah, April, Super Mario, and, oh, I never even deleted all this stuff. There. Okay. Oops. Okay. That way I don't have to think about it. Just stick them on here. After having these for so long, it'll be nice to just have them all used up. So we'll put this one up here and this little red one down here. And then this blue one is going to go into the middle of the page. Okay. You go into the middle of these. And this one, I'm just going to go ahead and put on here because it's fat, so it distorts the distance. And we have this black one. Green one. Orange one. And other green one. Like that. There we go. That's all I was going to do. Just find a way to use them all because I might as well. And it's kind of fun. And it points your eyes, you know, towards this side. Okay, so that's that one. That's Jonah's. We'll stick this back in his binder. And then we have his. For his journaling, oh, and you know what? I'll pull the other one back out too, so you can just see the difference between the two. So we've got Super Mario story told this way, or we have, what book would you be in? Well, this is April, right? So, or we have, here's March and April. The same story. I feel like it's the same photo. Yeah, right. Well, nope, different photo, but almost the same. Same idea. So this one using Ali Edwards products, this one using Studio Calico products, but kind of a similar color scheme, right? This one I loved the stamping on it, and I wrote a lot about our thoughts about the movie versus this one. So this was like why this movie was important to us or why we really wanted to go see it, what we thought about it. You know, did it meet our expectations? Did it not? Did it succeed them? That sort of thing. This one, I told more about taking Jonah specifically to go see it. So I said, when the Super Mario Brothers movie came out, we were all crazy excited to go see it, you most of all. We took the whole family to see the movie on a Thursday night of opening week and went just the four of us, Daddy, Mommy, Izzy, and you. To celebrate the occasion, everyone donned their Mario attire, and you and Sissy brought your Mario lovies with you to see the movie. We grabbed our popcorn, ordered dinner, and settled in to watch the show. We all loved it. My favorite was seeing how excited you were to have your favorite video game characters come to life on the big screen. I'm so thankful that the movie waited for us to have you before releasing. Because this movie could have been made years ago, you know? And it was super cool that not only was it this really big moment for Aaron and I, having grown up playing the Mario games our whole lives, but also for it to be at a point in time where our kids are also super into Mario. Just made it really cool. Okay, so those are the kids' stories that I have for today. So we've got Jonah's album is all caught up. Izzy has one story that I'm going to be making for a Studio Calico design team project. So you'll see that one pretty soon. And then that's the kids. So then I just will have to do May for them after the month of May concludes. So now we're going to turn our attention to a couple of stories for my yearbook. And these are going to be for the month of May, so the current month that we are in. Today I got all caught up with all of my project life, not necessarily the putting it together, but I have all of it designed, edited, journaled, printed in a folder, and it's ready to just be made, which is awesome. And then I am all caught up on all of my stories that intermix inside too. So the nice thing is now next week, I will only have to do the stories from the current week that we are in instead of like the whole month. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there in feeling a little bit more caught up around here. All right, I want to move some stuff that I do not need. All right, so this story is actually one from Mother's Day weekend. And it's going to be, I have a story specifically for Mother's Day, and that's another one that will be a Studio Calico design team project. So I have Mother's Day, and then I have this follow-up story that's also from Mother's Day, but it's about Aaron and my brother-in-law playing games, like board games with the kids. So I took this picture. It's so cute. And then I also have had in my stash, I've been collecting and setting aside all of the Studio Calico product that has game stuff on it. So in a traveler's notebook, there is this paper that has dominoes and little like sari pieces and chess pieces. There's this card, which was actually a 6x4 that I cut in half that says game and players. There's a dominoes card. There's another, like a journaling card that looks like the paper. And then there's also this little domino chipboard piece. So I've been saving these because we play board games a lot, but we haven't played board games lately. So when they were playing, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to take pictures because I have things I can use to document this. So here we are. We're going to document it. Okay. I also pulled out this pattern paper from a traveler's notebook that is this rainbow stripe, and it has a lot of those same colors. I think it's actually from the same collection. And I added my journaling. I pre-printed it into the top 3 sections. So the first thing I'm going to do is we are going to actually cut these sections off of this paper. Is the first bit. I can set that aside to use another time. It's a perfectly good pattern paper. And then I just need to cut these into their separate strips of paper, like so. Okay, so we've got those. Then we're going to build some journaling blocks onto the page here, essentially. So it'll be something like this on here. And then I need my 1-inch circle punch. Oh. There it is. Apparently all the way in the back. Okay, so with this, what I want to do, oh yeah, I can do it on here. I was concerned that I would run out of room out of this. So I'm going to cut some circles out of this journaling card. Oh, and there's dice on here too. Anyway, okay, so we've got 3 little circles that I want to put ruler adhesive. I want to put these onto here. So there's 1. I should probably line that up. Okay, 2. And 3. Okay, and then we're going to cut this in half. That and that. And that. Okay, and then these are going to go onto the side over here. The only thing is, do I want to round the corners? I kind of do. Before I do that, let me see, like, how much is it going to take off? And will that cut off my words? Well, I might be okay. I don't know. Maybe I like it better not cut off. But what I could do is foam tape them up. Maybe I'll do that. I think I'll do that. So I think I'll put foam tape under them so we have a little bit of dimension. I know yellow goes on the bottom, so I think I'll place the yellow one first. Are you yellow? Oh, yes, you are. Great. And then that'll help me to be able to space them correctly. Okay, so you are going to go down here. Okay, then the darker pink, and then the lighter pink. Okay. Okay, so there's that one, and this one. Okay, so we've got some journaling there. And then I'm like, I could, no, I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay, so now I guess that means I get to keep this paper intact, which, you know, yay. And then on the other side, this one ends up being really simple because all I'm gonna do is have a divided. I cannot speak today, friends. I cannot. I'm gonna have a divided page protector on the other side. This little domino chipboard, I actually want to just stick over the same one on here, so it just has this little bit of kind of bonus dimension on there. I think that's fun. And then I just need to step back and think, do I want anything else? Am I cool with it as it is? I mean, it doesn't really need much, you know? I'll get my binder out here, and I'm going to get a page protector as well. Might as well. I don't think I'm going to put anything else on it except a date stamp, you know, when I someday get a date stamp or when I figure out what the dates are for all these things. I'll probably do that tomorrow. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm just going to leave it. This is May. So I'm in a new album because so far I've gotten 2 months per album, which, yes, is a lot. And I guess that's just how it's going to be this year. We'll figure out next year when next year comes. But for now, it's just the way it is. Okay. Page protector. I need to hole punch said photograph. Put these in here. I kept my journaling for this one pretty short and sweet. So the card over here, I just wrote down that they were playing Pokemon Sorry. So the game of Sorry, but Pokemon edition. And then who the players were and what type of Pokemon they were. So like Izzy was, what was she? Izzy was water, Aaron was electric, Axel was fire, and Jonah was grass. You know, just kind of fun things to mention. And then these little strips over here is where I wrote a little bit more of the story of like why is this a story that I decided was worthy of telling for this particular week. To which I said, while visiting Haley and Axel on Mother's Day, Aaron and Axel took the kids aside to play some board games with them. They love it. The kids love playing games, but don't play nearly as many board games as they do video games. It was nice to see them be more interactive. They played a bunch of different games too. Izzy loved one so much she asked to borrow it. Axel was so proud to have found one that she loved. Axel, my brother-in-law, is really into board games. Like, you know that Aaron is. But Axel is even more so. He actually has 2 YouTube channels where he does like live playthroughs of games. That one of the channels is in English. One of the channels is in Spanish because he's from Mexico. So his first language is Spanish. And anyway, he's really into board games. So for him to sit down and play with the kids and the kids to be really excited about it was pretty special for him. Okay, so there is story number 1 for in here. We'll put that to the side. The story before that's going to be Mother's Day. Oh, drink of water? All right. Thirsty. I think what I'm also going to... No, how much do I have of you? I mean, you never know. I might be able to... You never know. For now, I'm going to keep it, but I might throw it away later. That remains to be seen. Okay, the next story that I have for today... We are flying through these. Holy cow. They're also not super complex. Which I find that this year, in this stage of life, in this season, that that's kind of where I'm at, you know, is making things that are a little easier, that don't take as long. And most of the work is done on the computer beforehand too, so it's just, you know, they're just not super complex, I suppose. Okay, so this story is from last week. Last week was Aaron's birthday. He turned 34. We celebrated, it felt like we celebrated all week long because his birthday was on a Wednesday and we went out to dinner. And then on Saturday, we met up with his family to celebrate with them because Caitlin and Alex were out of town. They were vacationing in Aruba. it's the first year that Aaron has not had his brother here to celebrate with him. So I pulled out the Good Story Kit from Allie Edwards. This one is from, I don't remember. I feel like this one was the end of last year, beginning of this year. No, beginning of 2022. I'm thinking it's 2022 right now. It's not. Beginning of 2022, because it was shortly after we moved into this house that this kit came in the mail. So I have a lot of it left because I just didn't have a lot of time between moving in to make stuff with it. So what I decided to do with this is to journal on a page to the left. I didn't want this to be on white though, because I wanted to be able to really see this cardstock word good. So I ended up creating a gray background in Photoshop, added my journaling on here, and then I printed this off on matte photo paper, so white matte photo paper, and it looks really good. So this side, let's work on, we'll do the right side first. So I've got one last Starburst from this collection. This is the last one I have, which is awesome. That means I've, I actually really liked these a lot. These Starburst shapes, they were fun. It's something just different, So this I want to create my title with. Actually, I want to, just so I can make sure I'm centered-ish. Okay, I'm thinking like right here. Stick it down. Okay. So we've got the Starburst here at the top. And we'll cut off the excess there. Okay. Okay, we don't need that piece. All right, so there's that. Then I want to put this title on top. Now what I might need to do is put a little bit of this foam tape on here. Since part of it, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So we'll do on this part of the D. And I'm gonna make this even thinner here. Put it on the O's. Oh, I guess I don't need it on that O. But maybe right here. Nope. Not right there. Where do I want it? Oh, in between those two. Okay. Okay, right here. Yes, but also, you're not sticky anymore. Okay, let's try that again. Let's do that. Make it thinner. Right here. Okay, that should be better. And then on this part of the G, and then down here on the G as well. Okay. All right, that should do it, so that it's a little bit more supported on here. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put this like right here. This is good. This I wanted to put here. It says living the good life. Maybe like that. Okay. And then we can place the pendants. All right, so I want to double check. Okay, there we go. Okay, so place on these pendants. I might have to like, how do I want to do this? So I might not need, see if I can peel this back off. Oh yeah, it's gonna come off. Okay, and if I need to put that back down, I can. So we're gonna start with the good fun one. These are essentially going to serve as like bullet points kind of at the beginning, right? So I've got good fun, can go there. That's fine. I bent that, oh well, that's fine. And then good story. I don't think any of these actually mattered for what they were. Like, I don't think the titles matched anything to do with it, but I like the way it looks on my computer. So, even though actually the colors are not the same, the digital version to the actual version. You know, like this one was supposed to be a little pinkier. It looks more orange. That happens sometimes. Okay. Okay, so there's my journaling page. I really like this. This looks really cool. Then what I did is I printed off one of the, well, I already had these printed. They're pre-printed in a binder and pre-hole punched in a binder. So I pulled one of these templates out. These are what I use for my project life. And I decided that I wanted to just build a grid page with a bunch of photos, but I really like this one of my brother, not my brother, my husband, his brother, and then their parents. So in Photoshop, I created a rectangle that is the same, it's the same height and width as these 6 put together. So that's how we get this picture in the middle. And I'm just going to stick it right there, right into the middle. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and do that. And I like the way that it looks, and then we'll flank it with the smaller square photos. So we'll do this one. Okay, and then these I'll put on here. So this is the boys and their older sister. They have 2 older sisters, one who is local and one who lives in North Carolina. So the local sister came with us to dinner. Then we had a whole bunch of pictures with the boys and all the kids. And so I'm just going to mix those in here. And then some pictures of just Aaron and his brother. But I always like having multiple pictures from the same pose or the same moment, because the pose is never always the same. You know, like somebody's looking away, or somebody's doing a real laugh, or, you know, has a silly look on their face, or I enjoy that. Okay, so there's that. There's my grid. And then the last thing I want to do is to take, so here's the 2 together. I want to take this card here. It says, joy is what happens to us when we allow ourselves to recognize how good things really are. I like this quote a lot. And I want to cut it out, and I'm going to put it on that big picture. So what I want to do here is to just remove the outside pieces. like so. And I have to decide, do I want to just do it like that? I like it better when it's not all together. So it's going to take me just a hot second to cut them apart. So joy is what happens to us. I should use my other one probably. Okay, when we allow ourselves to recognize how good things really are. Okay, thinking like right there. Yeah, good enough. All right. And then again, we'll start from the bottom and work our way to the top. So we'll go right here. Just a little bit of the picture in between. Like that. Okay. And then it just needs a day stamp. Actually, I can think of this one. Okay, hold on. This would have been, Aaron's birthday is on the 17th. That was a Wednesday. So then the 18th was a Thursday. The 19th was a Friday. And, well, you know what? Actually, I could just stamp this. No, I'm going to stamp it with the day that we all got together. So what did I say? 18 is Thursday, 19, 20. So this would have been May 20. May 20. And for you, I wonder if I can get it right in here. Oh, we're going to try. Yep, I got it. Yay. Okay. So there we go. Oh, it looks so good. These are my favorite kind of layouts that are just a little bit like cleaner, like, I don't know, more grid-like, more graphic. I don't really know how to explain it, but these are the ones I tend to really like when I go back and look at them. Okay, so here's this one. And then, what time is it? Oh, we got time. I got one more. Then we'll get all 6 done. Can you believe that? 6 layouts. All right, so this one, this last one for today, is from Sunday, from this past Sunday. We went to a historical home tour and then did a making games and manners class for Girl Scouts. So here in Michigan, where I live, there is a home called the Meadowbrook Hall that was originally owned and was constructed and owned by, gosh, let me think of her name. I'm pretty sure her name is Edith, but that feels wrong. Oh, I don't remember. But anyways, woman with the last name Dodge. Now, if you have heard of the cars that are called Dodge, like a Dodge Caravan or a Dodge, I don't know. That's the one that I know the most, Dodge Caravan. Anyway, it is that family, the Dodge family. So back in 1918, when the Spanish flu pandemic came through and killed a bunch of people, it killed her husband, Sir Dodge, whatever, Mr. Dodge, it killed him. And left her a widow who inherited his entire estate. And she became one of the richest women in the world at the time, right? So she used part of her fortune to build this mansion. This mansion is about 40 minutes. No, it's not. It's probably about 30 minutes from where I live. And I had no idea that it was a historical home mansion. I don't know why I didn't know that, but I didn't know that. If you are familiar with the Biltmore estate, the Biltmore is the largest home, like it was a home for people here in the United States. It is the largest home in the United States. It's now a historical home that you can go and tour as well. That's in Asheville, North Carolina. The Meadowbrook home, or Meadowbrook Hall, whatever, is like the 9th. I think it's the 9th largest in the United States. So it's up there. And I had no idea. Anyway, I've driven by this place so often I can't even tell you. I just didn't even realize. So we did the tour, we did the class. It was a whole bunch of fun. And that's my story, is just talking about touring this home, not even realizing that that's what it was. And then the experience of the kids doing a manners class and all of that. For this one, it seemed only fitting to bring out the history story kit, which I have a ton of. So I had a lot of options of things to work with. What I didn't have from the history kit, I didn't particularly like, or at least they didn't work for this story. Oh, I need something to put my foot on. The pattern papers. I think there was, trying to think of what the pattern papers were. 2 of them were just a plain pattern. Like one of them was a wood grain and something. Oh, one of them I already used. So maybe that's all I had. Anyway, I wanted a pattern paper that I could use as a story starter. So this paper here that says this moment, this moment, this moment, this moment is actually from the Labels quarterly scrapbooking kit. But the colors work really well with the history products. So here we are. This is a 3x4 card. I really liked the quote on here, and I'm just fussy cutting out the center part with the quote on it to put on the photo on the left side here. It says, "History is a symphony of echoes, heard and unheard. It is a poem with events as verses," which I just think is pretty. And I like the way that this looks too, beyond just the quote. And it just so happens to fit really, really well right here. So there it goes. Yay. Okay, then before I get to that part, sometimes when I design these digitally, usually when I design these digitally, I'll take the digital stamps and put them onto the page where I want them to go so that I make sure I leave enough room for my journaling. And I forgot to take 2 of them off. So 2 of these are going to be stamped and 2 of these are going to just be printed on there. Whoops. It's fine, it happens. Okay, so we'll see if we can tell. So we're gonna put this one here. Oh yeah, you can totally tell because this is a lot bolder. Oh well. Okay. I kind of wish I had left those off because I like it better bold. But, you know, that's what happens. Today, this morning, I got up and designed layouts on the computer. And I think I did a total of like 7 or 8 today. And then printed everything I needed for the 14 to 16. So mistakes are bound to happen. That's my point. Okay, now, the rest of this. Again, this is a really simple layout. There's not a whole lot of, you know, super crafty, difficult things I'm doing here. It's pretty simple, but it still is going to pack a pretty big punch, I think. This is a picture I actually pulled online because I didn't think to take a picture of the outside of the home. I wish I did. And although, you know, yes, I drive by it and I could just go get this another time, the next time we go out to the library or something, I didn't want to wait. So I just Googled it, grabbed a picture from the internet, and boom, bada bing. Okay, so this is going to go here. I just want this way, into the middle. Okay. And then we've got the silver foil history word. And I'm going to put on here. Like that. Okay. And then I also have this, what is it called? Canvas that says history changes the future, which I kind of liked too. And then we'll hole punch it and this will be done. So we'll go here and here. I ran out. I generally get score tape that is 1/8 of an inch, which is this one. And then I use the 1/4 of an inch too, which is my preferred. And I ran out of my 1/4 of an inch and I have a ton of the 1/8 of an inch. So I'm just gonna use what I have for now, even though I wish it was thicker. Okay, so history changes the future. It's gonna go right there. And then we can hole punch and then we'll be done with these. Oof. Okay, so put these together, this together. Oh, I can't see very well. Right here, I think, is the right spot. Is it? Ugh, I can't tell. Hold on, because I got all these little pieces in here, so I can't really see. Come on. And you. And you. Okay, now I'll be able to see. Okay. Okay. That away. And then these are actually going to go back to, this is going to go back to back with this other one that we did. So, we'll go this and that, like that. We've got that one. I really like the way this looks. It's super pretty. Oh, I should date stamp this one too. And we know the date for this one since it's the day after the one before. So May 21st. And I'm going to put it over here on this, on that. That makes the most sense. Okay. All right, so that is, those are all of my scrapbook layouts. That was a lot. I can't believe we just got all those done. That was 6 different layouts. I'll bring them back out so you guys can all see them. I'm going to stay on a little bit longer because I would like to do some stamping in my memory planner. I haven't done that in a couple days, and since I still have a little bit of time before I need to go help with the kids, I'm just going to bring that over here and stamp in it. Feel free to head on out if you need to. If that's not something that interests you, that is totally fine. It does not hurt my feelings. Okay, so we've got the layouts for today. 3 of them in story album for, not story album, yearbook for May. So we have game night. We have Erin's birthday, living the good life, and we have going to Meadowbrook Hall for the Girl Scout tour. So those are all in here. Then in Izzy's album, we did her title page, which turned out really cute. Simple, cute, simple. It doesn't look simple, but it was simple. And then we had 2 stories for Jonah. So we had this one for just his fun day with the cats. And then this one for going to see the Super Mario movie. And that gives us 6 layouts for today. So I'm going to clear off my desk and then I'm going to bring over my planner. I'm going to sit down in my bench, not my bench. what is this thing called? Stool, in my stool. And we'll work on some planners for a little bit. Okay. Yeah, Matilda. Thank you, Tammy. Matilda. I can't believe I forgot that, because I love her name, Matilda. You know, obviously makes you think of the Matilda movie. But yeah, Matilda Dodge. Huh. Okay, where did you get the stamp with the date first? Are you talking about this one? The date, the actual date stamp one? Liz? Let me know if this is what you're talking about. If it is, I got it on Amazon. But yeah, let me know. Yes. Okay. Yes. Amazon. In fact, I think it's possible that if you go to any video, any YouTube video, even this video, in the description, I should have a link that takes you to my Amazon storefront, or like my favorite products on Amazon. And I believe I have this in that list somewhere, I think. So like this exact one. If I don't, let me know, because it needs to be in there. I put it in there, but then the original one, this like blue colored, went out of stock. Like they don't sell that blue color anymore. So I found it again. I think it's black, you know, and it's the same thing. But yeah. Okay, so let's, where do I need to put things away? Just put some things away, because I can't. Ooh. The good news is I started, when we first started, if you weren't here at the beginning, any of you, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of tired tonight. I made the mistake of sitting down and reading before getting started, and that made me really tired. But now I don't feel tired anymore. Sometimes you just gotta get up and get moving. I do feel slightly out of breath though. Maybe from eating too much dinner. I don't know. Yeah, I do feel out of breath. Okay. Oops. So this is all. Ugh. Get that garbage out. I can just wipe it into here. Yeah, like I need to start with a clean slate. This is for there. This, let's reorganize all these things too. So my pen I'm gonna want. You can be put back. You can be put back. Okay. You and you and you. All my adhesive can be put back. Okay. Embellishments. Okay. All right. So then we've got sketches, paper, sketch paper, stamp, stickers, okay. And then we'll be back in business. Yay. You are numbers. You are titles. And you are story stamp alphabetical. E, F, G, H. Some G's. Habit. And then history. Okay. Papers can go in here. Wow. Okay. I think that clears everything back off. that's better. Okay. Oh. All right, so stool. Oh, these. I'm not going to need you. Yeah, I don't think I'll need you either. Okay, so then we just want to do a little bit of stamping in the memory planner. Let's see if I can even... I have my normal planner too, because I can't... in case I can't remember what the heck I did. Oh, Lindsay, the 3x4 cards in the back. Yes, let me pull that back over here. I'll show you. Oh, jeez. Okay, so these back here. Sorry, I have a really squeaky, stool. I generally try not to sit in it when I'm filming because it just squeaks. Okay, so these are from the Stories by the Month kits from Mallie Edwards. So there's the January, February, March, April, 3 things. When I get to the end of the month and I'm filling out, like I'm completing the rest of my pages, I generally fill in the 3 top things that happened in that month, and then I've been sticking them in here. So right now I have the 4, January, February, March, April, and then I'll do May, June, July, August on the back, and then I'll do another one that will be September, October, November, December, and then on the back side of that, I'm thinking I'll do like a black and white photo of each of us. So it'd be like me, Erin, Izzy, Jonah on the back, and then that will go at the very end of all the albums. So it's just been kind of floating into the albums as I've been making them. Just a way to use those cards. Okay. Reading. What am I reading? Okay, so okay, I took a drink and then realized that I was super parched. Reading. I've been on such a reading kick this year. I set my goal for books to be the same this year as I did last year. So my goal was 40 books. Now I'm thinking it might be 45, but I'm pretty sure it's I think it's 40 books. Last year I ended up reading just over 40, but somewhere between 40 and 50, but not 50. And I was like, I could do 50, but also I knew that I was going to be having some bigger changes happening. I didn't know how big of changes this year would bring. It's brought some pretty massive things that I never foresaw. But I knew that at the time that I was going to be taking on more for the Allie Edwards designing company. And therefore, I didn't want to set my sights too high for a number of books to read because I'd have a lot of work to do. So 40 is my goal for this year. And I am currently at like 20 something. I'm more than halfway to my goal. I'll probably get somewhere closer to 60 is my guess. Anyway, this month it is May 25th. So we have another 6 days to go. And I've already read 8 books this month. So if I continue that trajectory, if I can get a couple more in, it'll be my highest reading month yet. Part of that is because I now have a commute every day to work and home. And I also have signed up at the library that is just down the road from my office, which gives me access to a new library of books on audiobooks or on Libby, which my library here in Holly, where we live, did not have a good selection. Like, never had what I wanted to read. So, or if they did, they only had 1 copy of it and there's like 20 people waiting. So it was very frustrating for the Libby app audiobooks. So with my commute and with this new library that has a ton of books available for what I want to read, I have been flying through them. So I generally have, at any time, I am reading one nonfiction. I am reading one fiction, like young, what do I want to say, like, what do they call that? Middle grade level. And that's usually a book that I'm reading out loud to my kids. So it's a book that I enjoy reading, but also one that they enjoy listening to. And then I also have one fiction book that is a paper copy of the fiction book. And that's generally my book club books, whether it's for Shelf Life or for my local book club. So I've usually, in the month, I'm reading at least a minimum of 2 paper copy books. And then I also now have one audiobook going at all times. So that's a nonfiction, a fiction paper copy, a fiction paper copy middle grade, and then an audiobook, which is also fiction. So I only have that one nonfiction. So like 4 books at a time, which is crazy. And shockingly for myself, it's not hard to keep them separate. Like I thought, oh man, if I am reading that many books at one time, how am I going to keep all my stories straight? It's really not hard. And I think it's because they all serve a different purpose. They all are at different times of the day when I'm reading or listening. So that helps to compartmentalize them for me, I suppose. Okay, so all of that to say, I've read 8 books this month. My top books from the month of May are, or at least the last couple ones that I read, I just finished, what did I just finish? I just finished today listening to The Midnight Library, which had been on my TBR for a long time. And I finally finished it. It was really good. I 5-starred that one. That one was really good because I feel like not only was it just a good story, but it also gives you a lot to think about. And I love books that do that. So The Midnight Library, which I recommend. Okay, Liz, thank you for letting me know. I'm going to have to put that in there. I don't know why I don't have that in there. I'm going to have to put that in there. So, okay, Midnight Library, I just finished. Also, oh gosh, what was it called? The Firekeeper's Daughter. I just read that one too. That was another audiobook. So Midnight Library and The Firekeeper's Daughter are both audiobooks that I finished. And they were both outstanding. I really, really, really enjoyed them both. And today I went, so funny story. When I was a kid, I hated reading. I hated it because I wasn't super good at it. And I definitely wasn't good at reading out loud. And I already have a little bit of, I've found through the years, like social anxiety, which I don't think I realized that as a kid. I mean, like as a child, who's like, oh yeah, I have social anxiety? Nobody. But as an adult, I can now look back on my years as a child and be like, I think I had some social anxiety back then. So I hated reading because in order to prove that you were learning how to read, your teachers and your parents, they forced you to read out loud. And then my perfectionist tendencies coupled with the anxiety of what if I say something wrong and people laugh at me, just really made me averse to reading. So it wasn't until I was in the 4th grade when I had a teacher for the first time read books out loud to our class, like chapter books. And every day she would read 2 chapters to us and she'd do voices for them and accents for them. And it made me see books and stories in a completely different way than I ever did before. One of the books that she read to us that I remember being so drawn to and just really loving and the opening up was the book Hatchet by Gary Paulson. And I saw it recently on Libby as a book that was available to listen to. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I loved that book as a kid. I haven't read it since I was, 10, so I don't really remember much about it, but they read it to us when we were kids, so this could probably be an appropriate book to read or to listen to out loud while my kids are in the room or in the car with me. And so I started listening to it, and it is a lot darker than I remember. I mean, yes, it's a survival book, so it would be darker because the pilot dies and he crashes the plane and he has to survive on this island. But it also has a lot about like divorce and a lot about like self-pity, and he like tries to kill himself in the book, like all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not remember all of this about this book. And also, I could not stand the narrator's voice. I really couldn't stand it. So I listened to it for about a third of the book. It's only a 4-hour book. It's not even that long. I listened to it and was like, no, I can't do this. And so I returned it to the library, having only read 30 or listened to 30 something % of it. I was like, I'm going to DNF it because I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. I like parts of the story, but I just don't like it anymore. Anyway, so then I now have it like written in my journal, like in one of my trackers as a book that I'm reading. And now I'm like, oh, I can't color that in because I DNF'd it, and like I can't leave this unfinished. So today I downloaded that and I put it on like double speed and I finished it because I'm a completionist and I needed to finish it. So I finished it and I still didn't like it very much. I don't know. I don't know why I liked it as a kid. I don't know why. It was bizarre. It was weird. Anyway, so I read that one. I would not say that would be one that I would super recommend. Other people mentioned, because I said something about that to somebody on social media, and they were like, oh, Island of the Blue Dolphins was another one that was really good. And I remember Island of the Blue Dolphins, the title, but I don't remember anything else about it. So now I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to go back and read that one again and get a feel for that one. It's another survival book. Anyway, so that's a whole tangent to say that I just finished Hatchet today and I still didn't like it. On the bright side, I do have a bingo card for the year where I need to check one off that was a 1 or 2 star. That one I 2-starred. So at least I get to fill in a bingo spot for it. So there's that. And then I found this book. I have never heard anybody talk about it, so I don't know if it's good, bad, or otherwise. But the title of the book is Less. My word, right? L-E-S-S, Less. And it's a fiction book about a character whose last name is Less. And I was like, this has absolutely nothing to do with like internal personal work on the word less, but I don't care. It's kind of fun. So I'm saying yes to the book Less, and I'm going to listen to that one next. Who knows? Maybe it'll be great. Maybe it will be great. Okay, what do I want to fill in here? So we got Friday. Midnight Libraries was great. That one I do recommend. And The Firekeeper's Daughter, I do recommend. And I just started, so Less is a book I'm going to be listening to. That's my new audiobook. I also just finished my physical book, which was Seraphina and the Black Cloak, which is like a young adult, middle grade kind of book. It was good. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad. I don't know if I'll read, there's more in the series, and I don't know if I'll read those just because I feel like there's so many other books out there to read. But it was pretty cool. It actually took place in the Biltmore, which I found I love the Biltmore, so that was a tick in the good for me. Anyway, I finished that one last night. So then today I am starting my next physical book, which is The Cartographers, which is the book my sister has picked for our local book club next month. So I'm getting ahead on that one and getting that one read, hopefully this week. So it sounds like it's going to be a good book. But anyway, so Cartographers. Anyway, Lots of books happening over here. So that's what I'm, that's what I am, I guess, in the mood for. I don't know. All right, what did I do on Friday, the 19th? I'm a little bit behind. You know, like today is Thursday, so I technically haven't done any of those. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. All right, we'll fill in Friday so I can at least have done something, and then we'll go from there. What did I do this day? Well, I was off of work. Ooh, I called Kasha. This is why I keep a journal, because I don't remember what the heck I do with my life. Okay, I talked to her, and okay, yes, more talking to her. Picked Izzy up. Oh, we went to Target. We went birthday shopping for Aaron. Okay, and Jonah picked our movie, and he picked Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which was so random. So random. Like, why did he pick that movie? I don't know. Actually, I do know, because we have the Hogwarts Legacy game, and he wanted to play the game. I don't think he really wanted to watch the movie. He wanted to play the game, but he thought that maybe if he got us to watch the movie, then we would play the game, you know, so that's, I think, what it really was about. Because I'm like, why did he pick that? That is so weird. So I want to say Friday. So I did not work. I called Kasha, called and talked to Kasha, birthday shopping, movie night. So I want to do a stamp that is about shopping, a stamp that is about, let's see if I have anything that's about, like, that has like a phone on it or something, you know? Or Connect. Maybe the Connect story stand. We'll have something that can go there. So we've got, somewhere in here is Connect. Community, Connect. Got anything good? Heart to heart. I kind of like that. We'll do that. We'll go heart to heart for that. We will go, I have one that's literally a shopping spree worth the hype. And it has, oops, I did it again. Shouldn't shop small. Okay, yeah, we'll do that one. And movie night is the other thing. Okay, so media. For this one, I think I want to do this, like, dinner. Oh, wait. Oh, but this is just text. Keeping, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to do this keeping in touch. I like that. Okay, so Connect can go back. Back you go. Okay, so let's do, actually, I'm not going to do dinner and a movie because I actually have Harry Potter stamps that I never get to use. So we're going to do that. Oh, will Hagrid fit on here? We're going to do Hagrid. Oh my God, he's so cute. Okay. He's going to take up the whole space, and I kind of don't care. So we're going to, it'll be fine. It's all going to work. Okay. So we're going to go with this. Keeping in touch. There. And then treating myself. Quite the splurge. Shop small. I think I just want to say, like, I did it again with this add to cart. That's funny. I did it again. I did actually go to Target twice to get present stuff, so I kind of did do it again. And then, Hagrid, will you fit on here? I want you. Okay, so maybe we won't do keeping in touch. And instead, maybe I'll just do this little speech bubble. Kind of like that. And that. And that. Okay, that'll work. So Lindsay, what did I have to give up to read that much? Not a whole lot. Mostly the reason I didn't before, so I'd say the number of physical books that I've read, I've kept very consistent with. So I always read before bed. I have a rule, and that is that when I go to bed, when I am in my bed, I have to read one chapter of my book. It doesn't have to be one chapter. It's a rule with some flexibility. It could be one page. You know, like if I'm reading my chapter and I'm like literally falling asleep, I can put it down. It's fine. But I must pick up my book and I must read. I actually have not missed a single night so far in 2023. So every single night for this entire year, when I go to bed, I have read a chapter of my book. And that really is the biggest progressor of it, because it sometimes leads into more than a chapter and that sort of thing. Also, I like reading on the weekends. So like in the morning, I personally don't play a lot of video games, but my family does. So if they're all sitting on the couch playing video games, I will go and sit with them while they do their thing. And I'll just have my book and I'll read while they, do whatever they do their games. So I at least am kind of there with them, if that makes sense. I consider that being engaged without actually, I'm not engaged because I'm not doing the things, playing the games. So there's that. The biggest change for me is having the opportunity to listen. When I was here, so when I was only doing scrapbooking full time, I couldn't listen to audiobooks very much because I needed to be using my phone to film. And that's what I listen to the books on, is my phone. So if I'm filming, I can't be listening at the same time. Now, I'm not filming as much anymore because I don't need to make material for the classrooms, for Allie Edwards. And I can generally get a bunch of my filming done on like a weekend day versus having to do it every day. So there has been some give up of the filming of process videos, if that makes sense. But beyond that, I really haven't had to give up much. It's just been more of gaining the time, the dedicated time to listen to a book on the way to and from work. Because my office it takes me about a half an hour to get there and then a half an hour to get home. So that gives me an hour of time. I will also say that I have not been watching as many YouTube videos lately. So that's, I suppose, been a give up as well, is that if I'm cooking dinner, I used to just have YouTube videos going, or if I was in the car, I'd throw on a YouTube video and listen to it, where I'm not really doing that right now. Sometimes I feel really inspired by other people and what they're doing. And sometimes, like right now, when I'm in a time in my life where I just don't have a lot of time, it makes me feel behind. It makes me feel like, like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not showing up in the ways that I want to be showing up and that sort of thing. So I haven't been watching it very much because I don't need to feel like that. Because I am showing up and still doing things, and I'm not behind. So, sort of that. Anyway, so hopefully that answers that, because you're right. You can't always add without taking something away. You're not wrong about that. Okay, what else do we got? This little guy, so cute. Okay, so we got that, and what color do I want to make you? Let's make you green, because that's kind of fun. Why not? Okay. So then that gives me my stamping for the day. And then all I do is just write down a sentence or just a couple words that explain why I stamped that thing. So I would say something like, called and had a chat with Kasha today. Right, so called and had a chat with Kasha today. Always so nice to catch up on life. This one is took the kids shopping at Target for Daddy's B-Day. And then here would be movie JoJo equals Harry Potter number 3. And that's that. Oh, and then I usually do some kind of like Friday focus would have been, we'll say connecting. Which is kind of like the overall, what was the theme of the day? We're just connecting, you know, being connected to people. So there's Friday. So I at least did one day. Yay, one more closer to this one. I do have, you can see for May, so there's like the first week of May, second week of May all filled out. This is the third week of May, and then we're currently on the 4th. And then I'll have one more after that before we get to June. It will be June, but for whatever reason, they put it in May. So that is that. I think I'm just going to stack all this up over here so I can work on this tomorrow. I've got the day off tomorrow, so I'm going to be scrapbooking, catching up on all that fun stuff during the day. This way. And going to Jonah's preschool graduation and possibly Izzy's. They have their field day tomorrow and parents can go, so possibly going to that. They didn't tell us what time it is. And she's like, it's first thing in the morning. And I'm like, are you sure? She's pretty positive, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. I gotta find out what time that's at. So maybe going to that, scrapping a whole bunch, and then it's Friday movie night. So no, it's not. It's the local book club and Friday movie night, but I'll miss out on movie night. Boo! But I do have book club, so yay for that. All right, friends. Well, thanks for hanging out today. That was fun. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day and an awesome weekend ahead, a holiday weekend. Next week, Tuesday, is going to be a bigger day for us. So Monday, we will not have coffee hour. I'm pushing it to Tuesday because I'm going to be at a parade on Monday, and it starts at 10, but I don't know what time it gets done. So I'm worried it's going to interfere with that 1 o'clock time frame. So I'm just going to push coffee hour to Tuesday instead. And then also next Tuesday, Caitlin and I will be live together scraplifting Susan of Little Thing Big Days, her layout. So that'll be Tuesday of next week. So make sure to mark your calendars for that. Okie dokie. Have a good night, friends. I will talk to you all later. Bye, everyone.